Queeny Park, filmed and produced by Justin Young. Turn left onto Hannah Road when leaving South High. Keep straight at the stop sign. When you reach the stoplight, turn right onto Manchester Road. When you reach Wideman Road, turn left at the light. As you veer off to the right, you will see Queeny Park.
In 1969, the place we call Queeny Park was bought for $3,310,000 and is the largest park in the history of county, ranking in at 569 acres, and was bought from the American Investment Company Realty Corporation.
My name is Justin Young.
Hi, Justin.
Nice to meet you, Mr.
And I'm Esley Hamilton.
Mr. Hamilton. All right. So one of my questions is, what year was Queeny Park done, or when was it finished and named as a county park for St. Louis?
I'm gonna have to look that up. That's why I brought these notes along. The park was originally acquired by the county in 1969. They passed a bond issue to build the community center here that year, but the community center didn't open until the late 70s.
Okay. What type of construction is going on right now? What types of renovations are they doing to the park, and are there any future plans further with Queeny Park?
Well, right now we don't have any plans. I mean, we have a lot of plans, but we don't have any things underway.
Okay.
We did, 10 years ago, we did a master plan for the park, which called for completely replacing this building. But it was so expensive that it was way beyond our means to do that.
Okay.
So the only thing that we have really in the works that people are working on right now is the dog park, which will be immediately south of the dog museum, which is, the historic name of it is Jarville House. And it'll be a large one for this area and with its own shelter.
Wow, okay. Do you know how many acres Queeny Park is?
I think it's 567.
Okay, wow. How many lakes or ponds are on the premises of Queeny Park?
I don't know. We have the one main one. In fact, at that one time, there was a fountain in the middle of that pond.
Is that the one that
It's about halfway between the recreation complex and the dog museum, in the center of the park.
That's where they do because I think I went canoeing on it. I think you can go canoeing on it.
Yeah, and they also have corporate picnics there.
Okay. Let's see, I did reserve. Do you know anything that's going to happen with Midwest? Are they going to redo the roof anytime soon? Because I know it leaks a lot.
Midwest?
Yeah, Midwest Sport Hockey complex right next.
Oh, no, I don't. I'm the historian.
Okay.
So the person you should ask about that is the director of the park.
Okay. Okay.
So,
were there any battles fought on these grounds? Before this time?
No, it is, as I was telling you earlier, though, it is a historic property. It was settled at least by about 1810, which is pretty early for this area. And then in the 1850s, it was owned by a wealthy St. Louisan named Hyacinth Reynard, who built the house that's now the dog museum. It's called Jarville. And then in the early 20th century, a series of prominent St. Louis businessmen bought the estate, and they gradually turned it from being an active farm into a kind of a country gentleman's estate. And of course, the most famous one was Edgar Queeny, who owned Monsanto Chemical Company. And he actually sold this property and used the money to build the Queeny Tower at Barnes Hospital.
Okay. I know there's a long, skinny building in between the dog museum and the lake. What is that for? Is that
Oh, that was originally a dog kennel. And it was designed so that the back part of it, the long, narrow part of it, wouldn't really be visible from the house.
Okay.
There should be shrubs on both sides, so that the front of it looks like a little bit like a Greek temple. And that goes back to 18th century ideas of what a country estate should look like, with beautiful little temples dotted around the landscape.
are there any caves at all around here?
Not that I know of. We have, of course, in other parks, we've quite a few. In fact, we have 2 lakes at Spanish Lake Park, which were actually created since we bought the land by the ground dropping out from underneath. So, yeah.
I think that's pretty much my questions. I don't think I have any other questions furthermore.
All right. Well, it's nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you too. Alright, I know there's construction going on right now, a little bit. Do you know any other future plans that they're going to do with the park?
Well, the current plan is to remodel the area here. The pool hasn't been active for about 5 years now, so they're going to fill that in and then expand this building and move around. So
Are they going to make it kind of like you know how you have the Pear Lodge and stuff, kind of like a lodge type deal?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they're leaning towards. They're going to try and save the ice rink part of it, just because it's kind of got a lot of history to it. It's got beams in there that just probably can't be replaced. They're so big. So.
Okay. Let's see. Do you know any buildings on the property that are like closed off to people that can't go in?
There are a few. We have a residence that's just for the person who lives there. Park ranger lives there. And we've got a couple barns that horticulture works out of. We've got the maintenance building that used to be Queeny bar, right? So yeah, there are a handful that are being utilized for office type things and workspace.
Do you know how many lakes are on the property?
There are technically 3, but one of those 3 is kind of split in half, so it's almost like there's 4.
Do you know any like major events that are gonna happen, like upcoming major events?
Let's see. We've got a few things coming up. We're right now in ice rink mode. Almost every weekend in the spring, we have some sort of charity that does a walk run type of thing here. So there's any Saturday. I think there's some egg hunts coming up towards the Easter time.
You have the zombie run also, right?
The zombie run does happen here.
I've been wanting to do that for 2 years, but I've just never got to it.
Yeah, this will be, I think, the 3rd year coming up. It's a huge popular item.
You were asking about the people who run the roof or something.
Oh yeah. Do you know if they're gonna like maybe put a new roof on the Midwest Sport Hockey? Because I know that leaks so much when I used to play, and they just put rags down everywhere.
Well, they've done some work on it this summer to repair some of it. That is a contractor item. Harry Turnbull, who used to play for the Blues, he actually owns that part of it. And, so his plans, I don't know, but I know he had some work done on that this summer. So hopefully it won't leak as bad.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Midwest Sport Hockey is owned by Perry Turnbull, a former Blues hockey player. In 1998, the facility was then enclosed with funding. In 1975, the Post-Dispatch noted that they were going to build a golf course on the property, but this got denied, and instead, swimming pool was built, ice skating rink, roller hockey rink, and tennis courts were all made. The Greensfelder Complex Center was set to be redesigned a couple years ago, but got denied because it was $2.7 million and it was too much for the park. Queeny Park has much wildlife and is a great place to go to see deer, birds, fish, and other exotic animals.
Keep careful watch of my brother's souls.
During the end of spring and all throughout summer, horse rides are available to the public. Greensfelder Recreation Complex was designed and finished between 1955 and 1974, and in September of 1974, it was dedicated to Queeny Park. Throughout the year, such as ice skating during the winter, high school graduations in the spring, and much more. If you notice along the Queeny Park property, you will see that there is much grassland. Queeny Park has many fantastic trails, and those trail names are Dogwood Trail, Fox Run Trail, Pond Spur Trail, Goose Trail, Hawk Ridge Trail, Howell Creek Trail, and White Oak Trail. 4 of those which are rock, and 2 or 3 of those which are paved. The trail in this video leads to a volleyball court and the lake where you can go canoeing. It also leads to the dog museum. During the summertime, the building off to the left is a greenhouse. In this picture, you will see the Dog Museum of America, which was originally located in New York City in 1987 and then came here. When the Dog Museum came to Queeny Park, it was the most looked upon place there, besides the Recreation Center. But coming in spring will be a 7-acre dog park. The skinny building off to the left is where they buried dead dogs over the past several years. In the far distance you will see a lake. That is where they have company picnics, and also is where you can canoe during the summer.